What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, noticeably absent from all of last year's announcements about Marvel movies was anything to do with Spider-Man 4, and although that may have come at the end of the year at CCXP, Sony backed out. The only announcements they did have is that Kraven the Hunter, which was supposed to release this month, got pushed back until October of this year, taking over Madam Web's slot, which got pushed back to February 16th of 2024. However, just 3 days ago, there were some light murmurs in the industry as an untitled Sony Marvel movie made its way onto the calendar for the middle of 2024, a summer which had heavily and optimistically been rumored to hold perhaps the release date for Spider-Man 4, and although it's certainly not that movie, we have a good idea which movie it is, and it does impact Spider-Man 4's release date. We also had a separate industry insider weighing in and confirming a piece of news about Miles Morales showing up in the film with some other small details in tow. We're going to break down the latest changes to the Sony Marvel release slate, what it means for Spider-Man 4, and some brand new details, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which is right around the corner, literally less than 2 weeks away. We're giving one away to coincide with the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Again, all you gotta do, be a subscriber, comment on the video, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So 3 days ago, it was revealed that an unannounced Sony Marvel Universe movie from Sony Pictures will be put out in 2024, tentatively dated for July 12th of that year. Now, unfortunately, as I mentioned moments ago in the prologue, a lot of optimistic fans were hoping for news on Spider-Man 4 anytime soon. If the script could be pushed through and they could move to filming soon, then they were hoping it could make it out by summer or maybe even December of 2024. Now we know for sure summer is ruled out as most likely. This is the release date for Venom 3. El Muerto is set to release in January of that year. Madam Web has tentatively been pushed back to February 16th. That's if it's not delayed again for the third time. And the reason that we know that this is for sure Venom 3 and not Spider-Man 4 is because of the public announcements and details for Venom 3 that have already been out there. We know that they have a script. Tom Hardy posted it to his social media. They also announced a director in Kelly Marcel. No, Andy Serkis will not be back to direct the third film after Let There Be Carnage. There were even some updates that it may film in London and sometime soon. None of those announcements have been made for Spider-Man, and so as optimistic as we all want to be about this film being around the corner, unless they've already secretly hired a director and or have been developing the script, then they still may be a ways off, still stuck in pre-development. I think the truth is they haven't found the director for the film yet, and that's why we haven't had an announcement. And in light of that, while there have been industry insiders and Twitter scoopsters talking about some details for the film, some of which we're going to get into in just a second, I still think we may be a ways off. Not all hope is lost, though. What I will say is that the timeline for No Way Home sort of looked like start filming in October, released by December of the next year. So if they can get this thing together and start filming by the end of this year, there's a chance we'll get it by December of 2024, which has been the other huge rumor. Speaking of rumors, Twitter scoopster Film Odyssey MCU weighed in with some recent details for Spider-Man 4 and Miles Morales. This just days ago, this is what he had to say, quote, "It's been mentioned Miles Morales will be in Spider-Man 4. He won't be the same age as Peter Parker, he'll be younger. A little bit of time will have passed since Spider-Man No Way Home from what I can tell. No word on if Donald Glover will be returning as his uncle. We'll have to wait and see." Now, this is the third industry insider or second industry insider and third scoop that said Miles Morales will be part of Spider-Man 4. And other than Miles Morales being a part of Secret Wars from the original storyline in 2015, I gotta say, it just really feels too soon. Now, obviously, they seeded this Easter egg in Homecoming. They had Donald Glover show up and talk about his nephew. He was the Prowler. Obviously, they were insinuating he was already existing in the MCU. We knew he would show up eventually, but for a Sonyverse that is still Spider-Man-less, to now introduce a second Spider-Man in the MCU just feels a little soon, especially considering they just hit the reset button and in a huge way for Peter Parker's storyline, and I was hoping we would get a classic Peter Parker story. One other thing I will mention, and for a video that I did 2 days ago, I'll link at the end of this, talking about how the MCU may break into Battleworld. after Kang Dynasty would be a huge argument for if they want to keep the story even somewhat grounded, a street level hero story, or even crossover with Daredevil, as we've heard it may be. They've got to get this thing out before Avengers Kang Dynasty, because it'll feel a little odd to be focusing on Spider-Man, a huge character just in New York at the end of the multiverse saga when all hell is breaking loose, incursions have happened, the multiverse may not exist except for our fractured reality, and then it'll feel just a little small to be focusing on Peter in New York training Miles and they're fighting criminals. Miles Morales or not, I think there's a better shot that the story is actually way bigger than that, and from the outside perspective looking in, and again this is just speculation, perhaps the delay with announcements from this film has nothing to do with the director at all, rather they just don't know what they want to do with the story, and the later it goes, the crazier the MCU is going to be, the more that this story will have to fit into that, and that I think really is the final and most important point. Peter Parker, Miles Morales again or not, Peter Parker Spider-Man is way too much of a moneymaker and huge character not to have involved at the end of the multiverse saga, and so street level hero story or not, eventually they're going to have to tie this in a huge way. There's a chance for Marvel Studios to do comic book proper homage to the original 1980 Secret Wars, okay, the original Secret Wars, where Spider-Man gets the Venom symbiote. That's why they brought him over in the post-credit scene from Spider-Man No Way Home. There's no chance that they're not going to do that. So while the size and scope of the Spider-Man 4 story may be what's ultimately putting them on delay, the longer this goes, the bigger that film is going to have to be to account for everything that's going on, which to me says that they might want to get it out sooner than later, which for fans is what we're all hoping for. So fingers crossed we get an announcement soon, and as I said moments ago in this video, as long as they can start filming by the end of this year, December 2024 is a shot, but now summer 2024 is out, and really, there's a lot of Sony movies coming next year. El Muerto, Madam Web, and Venom 3 will all be coming out within about 6 months. And I know Aaron Taylor Johnson said that that Kraven film was the Kraven film we all hoped it would be, but unless they've got Spider-Man crammed into that thing, I'm not really sure how that's possible. And man, Sony has to be super nervous with that many films coming out and all at once. If they don't do well at the box office, it's sort of hard to imagine how these grandiose plans of a Spider-Geddon will ever come to pass. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5. The next giveaway milestone is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania on February 17th. If you want to be entered to win, or for any other giveaways at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. Winners will always be announced live in videos with my voice and the comment that wins shown on screen. So if you get a comment from a spammer on my channel, on any other channel on YouTube, really on any platform, as I've seen them on Instagram as well, remember that anybody can impersonate anybody else, that you can grab anybody's JPEG and make it your profile picture. No YouTuber will ever ask you to contact them on a third-party app. No YouTuber will tell you you've won in the comments, and no YouTuber will ever charge you a penny for shipping or anything else. No one does that. So keep that in mind, and if you see those comments, please report them. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, under the name Allfires. Also, I will be going live tonight for a reaction watch party. Today's the world premiere day for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which means tonight when people are getting out, there's going to be a lot of live and public reactions. We're going to sit here live on stream and review them and go over them as people are reacting to the film, and I'm super excited. Super excited for this film and super excited for people's reactions. So again, if you're staying up late, I'm not exactly sure what time it'll be, but it'll be late on the East Coast, as I'm sure the screening doesn't start until about 9 p.m. our time. Either way, if you're up, I'll see you at the channel, or I'll see you in the next one. Peace.